Guys, it's your old man here, back with another video. In this video, I've decided to share with you guys some of my strategies that I personally use when I do my purchase of cards in Splinterlands and how I personally use Splinterlands as an investment and how profitable it can actually be. So without further ado, guys, let's get to the video. Alright guys, to start this video, I want to start off with an example. Imagine you bought a house for $100,000 and then you wanted to rent that house to get profit every month. Then you would list that house for rent, and then you got someone who wants to rent your house, and then you decided on the price. If you rented for $1,000, you would get 1% of that $100,000 per month. So even if it's $5,000, you would have had 5% of that $100,000 per month. So that's great, having 5%. If you could manage renting $100,000 worth of asset for 5%, it is super great. But it is very highly unlikely for you to rent a house for $5,000, is it? So that was just a short example to start off this video and this strategy that I'm about to share with you guys. So this card in front of you is Gargoyle Lion, and this card is going for 16 cents. What I normally do, I either buy 14 pieces of this card to make it a level 3, or buy 60 pieces of this card to make it a level 5, and each card rarity is different. In a rare monster, I don't want to make it a level 3, but I want to make it a level 2, and I don't want to make it a level 5, and I sure want to make it a level 4 to focus on those bronze and silver people who are using cards for rental. So let's have an example on the 60 cards, and that would give us a level 5 Gargoyle Lion. Okay, great. Now we spent $9.6 on a level 5 Gargoyle Lion. Now, what is the plan? What are we gonna do? What's the next step, old man? Alright, I'm here to help you. So what I'm doing personally, and I'm finding it to be amazing, and I highly recommend it if you want to do this strategy, is it's really good and it's gonna help you a bunch. So if you manage to rent this card as a level 5 for only 2 DEC, just as an example, it's probably higher, but let's just have a minimum for this example. If we rent this card for 2 DEC a day, that would mean that we would accumulate 60 DEC every month. What does that mean? Maybe 60 DEC is not enough, right? It doesn't sound so pleasing or so glamorous, but it is. I'll tell you why. That 60 DEC compared to this asset, it is definitely an asset, and I'm comparing this card to a house, and I will convince you why I compared these two. 60 DEC would equal around $0.618, so around 61 cents, right? So that would not be good, having only 61 cents per month as profit, but it is. Let me explain. Having only 61 cents as profit each month, that would mean that the percentage of profit per month is actually 6.4%. I'll give you a minute to soak it in, guys. 6.4% every month. Yeah, so if you had that house for $100,000 and you managed to rent it for $5,000, which is super highly unlikely, and then that would have made you only 5% if you're $100,000. Imagine putting that $100,000. I don't say you should, but Imagine having that money, $100,000 in cars, and then you can rent them out. How much money can you make in renting these assets? I think it is an amazing opportunity, and it's a really good strategy that I have been following, and I have been finding it to be really good and profitable as well. Let me get to my last point. 6.4% a month would equal 76.8% every year. That is crazy. So you're making 3/4 of the card of the asset that you bought every year. Plus, these cards are not gonna stay 16 cents. They're gonna shoot up in price, as I explained in my previous videos, and I'm sure you guys know that as well. So buying a 16-cent asset that will pay for itself eventually, and then during that time it will even go higher and higher in price. So that strategy I'd recommend. That's why I started this video using this strategy, because it's a really good strategy. So let's go for like any rare monster. If you want to do this strategy, I recommend focusing on the bronze and the silver. For the blues, you go for a level 2, which is 5 cards, and for a level 4 for the silver league, you would go for 25 cards. And if you rent these cards as a level 2 or 4, you would make all these percentage gains every month, and they will eventually pay for themselves. And then that is an amazing source of income. It's also an asset that has huge potential in the future, as I have expected and thoroughly explained in my previous videos. So if you haven't checked it out, I recommend you definitely check them out as well. So yeah guys, that was the end of the video. I hope it was useful. If you found this information to be useful, please drop a like. If you have any questions, comment down below. I would be more than happy to answer whatever question you might have. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. And as always, have a wonderful day, and see you guys in the next one. Rawr!